and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I want to share with you this beautiful message that the Divine Collective has been downloading to me for about the last 30 minutes now. And there's much they're going to have to say to us. And today's session is entitled, Your Body Hears, Speaks, and Responds. It's really important, they said, that we understand that many of us came here from many different realms of consciousness to gain the direct knowledge of how to create, to alter, to evolve our consciousness and to affect time, space, and matter. It does not matter where you originated from, as that will simply distract you from the very lesson you're seeking to understand. But what we wish to do today is to start off at the simplest starting point. For any of you, regardless of what you label your age as being, or your sex as being, or your religious or political affiliations as being, there is a simple starting point that everyone that has arrived on this planet, that exists, that is coming, all fundamentally begin at. And that place is your biological entity, the physical form in which you find yourself hearing these words, speaking in your ear, in your brain, to you, that you might hear and understand that that biological entity that you are in is a mechanism that responds to you, that hears you and speaks to you in the language that it knows best. If you begin to understand its language and you begin to respect what it says, and understand that what you think, what you believe, what you physically direct the body to speak, instructs it, gives it direction, inclines it to function in very precise and specific ways, both positively and negatively. And throughout your entire experience in that body, it will always be listening, it will always be speaking, and it will always respond to you. Unless you get so far along the way that you have chosen to ignore what it says to you. A lot of you have done this. You've chosen to ignore what your body says to you when it's in pain, or you choose to ignore what your body says to you when you've made it do certain things that harm it, like distorting its size, or putting toxins into it and poisoning it, and then it complains and you get upset with it, and yet it has simply obeyed your direction. It hears, it responds, and it will speak to you. It will tell you, this is not good, this is good. Your body fundamentally has a very simple way of communicating with you, and your science calls it pleasure and pain, but you may also call it good and bad, positive or negative. Whatever name you will choose to assign the way your body communicates to you is your choice of perception. And so your body is speaking to you with an ache or a pain, and it says something is not right. And many of you strive to ignore what is not right. You believe that the resident nature of your body is that you are somehow subjective to it. And we wish to clear this up right now, that there is in no ways that your body is able to think beyond you and your awareness, for it is like a trusty steed that you ride through the experience of this physical dimension. It has been conditioned into your experience for many, many civilizations that there's a process that you call aging that is inevitable. We simply would call that a process of transformation, not of aging, the opportunity to gain an understanding of how to fundamentally alter and change your experience of matter. But let us come back to the body. Your body is a collaboration of many different entities. The various organs in your body, the various functions in your body, collectively cooperate with one another to maintain the functioning of the system as a whole. And all of these parts are unified, for the most part, in their function, unless they are directed in another direction. Let us say if you place things in the body that are not good for it, and you direct one part of the body to do one thing, when another part may need another, because you do not understand the simplicity of that vehicle that you have, that body, that it is merely an instrument through which you are here to gain and acquire knowledge and experience of how to alter, change, coordinate, restructure time, space, and matter, and your experientiation of it. And so, as easy and as simplistic as this example might seem, that you could hold your hand up and say to this hand, which are 5 separate fingers on an extended thing, on another extended thing, that obeys when you say close and open, it follows your instruction. Even if it does not want to open or close, it still has to obey the direction given to it. With regard to the process of healing, this particular communication may not loan itself to that facet, but suffice to say this, that information repeatedly given to the body acts as instruction, and that information can come in the form of thoughts, things, emotions, thoughts, things, and emotions or energies that will impact and redirect the function of your body. And that function of thought, emotion, and things can be the environment operating and instructing your body. We see so many of you struggling with what you call health conditions in a scale that you have never witnessed in your civilization for many tens of thousands of years. But it is here nonetheless again that many of you are suffering this thing you call unhealthiness, which is simply one of two things. Either the thoughts, the things that you impart to your body are operating negatively towards it, misdirecting its functions or specific functions, or you are allowing the environment to give you thoughts, things, and emotions that act as a direction on your body. Much the same way as we are communicating a specific awareness, a knowledge of vibration that will have an effect upon those that are listening, that are hearing the vibrational nature, not simply the words being issued forth in the structure of your language, but to get a full comprehension that your body is reacting and responding to thoughts, things, and emotions that direct it to function in what you would call good or bad ways, healthy or unhealthy ways. And the expression of the form is in direct relation to the nature of the thoughts, things, and emotions that are acting upon your body, either externally or from within the environment of your own creating mind. For your own creating mind does assert a very specific and precise effect on the consciousness in your cells. The same way it does this, every thought, every emotion, everything that interacts with your body directs it. And you may become very diligent in your awareness to be selective about what thoughts, things, and emotions you will allow to affect your body. You may become diligent in that fact. And when you are not, when you are ignorant of this, when you simply allow environment to affect you, when you simply allow information to flow randomly through your mind or certain emotions to be indulged in, then your body will communicate back to you. It listens to the environment. It listens to your thoughts. It listens to your emotions. It responds to things because that is the level it exists at. It is a physical mechanism. And so it responds to them according to the nature of that which is offered. And it will say to you, this is good or not good. So you have a merry night of consuming this substance you call alcohol. And you have a wonderful night. And you awaken the next morning and your body is in pain. And you say, I have a hangover. You do not have a hangover. Your body has a reactionary communication to you saying, something you have done to me is not good. And that something you did to it causes it pain. And often you will blame the body and you will try to ignore its messages by giving it drugs and other things to stop it from telling you what it is feeling. And you want to ignore it and you expect it to be good for you when you mistreat it. When you give it thoughts, things, and emotions and expose them to such things internally and externally. And then choose to ignore the very communication that it can offer you, which is simply pain and pleasure. That is the communication system of your body and all of the parts of your body. These collective organisms that are combined into that unique and beautiful structure that you find yourself in right now. Your heart and your lungs and your liver and your kidneys, your bladders, your blood, your veins, your bones are all unique organisms that have joined together in a most profound harmony. In a profound harmony that you seek to experience in the world, and yet you exist within it, and yet you pollute it, and you attack it, and you deny it. And yet, at the same time, you can learn to listen. Listen to it. I do not feel good when I consume this substance called alcohol. I do not feel good when I consume too much of this stuff you call sweets that causes changes inside. But many of you are not mindful of the simple complexity of your biological organisms and the different entities that exist within it collectively. That each entity in that body you have, whether it be your heart, or that thing you call your pancreas, or that thing you call your stomach, or that thing you call your digestive system, each of these things has unique needs in and of themselves that you must come to comprehend. And when you provide the right constituents in thoughts, things, and emotions towards that body, it will function optimally, and it will live significantly longer than your current scientific indicators would tell you, as there is great benefit to some when others suffer. Unfortunately, this is a paradigm that is in the process of being eliminated in the most benign way that can be possibly manifested. But let us say this, that as you come to the understanding that your body hears every thought that you think, that it feels every emotion that you align to, that it reacts and responds to the things that you expose it to, and that it communicates and tells you when something is good or something is not good, and you have the opportunity to begin to listen to this beautiful organism, all of these collective entities that have come together from different realms of consciousness, the mineral, the vegetable, the animal, the electronic, the magnetic, all of these beautiful entities combined to make up this system that you are able to experience this process of living and being in this dimension. And in that process of living and being in this dimension, you have the opportunity, each and every one of you, you have the opportunity to learn and understand and comprehend the functions of creation, to become a creator, to become a manifestor, to become all you can become living in this physical dimension. It is not our venue today to consider what it is you may or may not do to correct conditions that you may find yourself in that are unfavorable. But if you have heard what we have said, then you would do well to first listen to your body, not be so quick to deny its communication to you. When it is in pain, why would you attack it when it says, I am in pain? Would you attack a child in need because it was in pain? Would you seek to put a muzzle on it or hide it in a room and ignore it because it is suffering? We would hope not, although we have heard that such things occur in this dimension. When you begin to listen to the messages of your body, as painful as they might be, begin to discover what it is that your body is saying it needs. And we have seen many of you in those big wheel things that you roll your body around because you have consumed way too much more than the body can handle. And you cannot walk or carry your body anymore, and you've created a device to do so. And you have chosen to ignore the body when it says that this hurts, this aches. You are doing things to me that cause me pain. Stop doing these things. Stop giving me those things. Stop giving me those thoughts. Stop giving me those emotions that affect me and all the parts of me. We are a collective community of different organisms that formulate your body. Why are you harming us? As you learn to listen, as you begin to entreat your body and all the parts of your body with the thoughts, the things, and the emotions that will elevate it up, correct it, and heal it, because there is not one part of your body that, given the right affection and attention and care, that is not capable of correcting itself through the synergetic collective energy of all the different elements within it. If one organ suffers and you bring in a great love into that organ, the thought, the vibration, the things of love into that body, then the whole system will unite with you in a process of transformational healing. And when you begin to experience the transformation of your own body in relation to your interaction with it, then the journey of creation can begin in earnest, the creation of your experience in the broader world. But many of you are bound at the very starting gate, still bound, just trying to figure out, how do I make my body better, stronger, healthier, more vibrant? How do I do this, you ask? And many of you are stuck there. And we offer you just the simple understanding that if your body is suffering, it is simply communicating to you that there's something that you are not doing right for it. There is either a thing you're exposing your body to, putting into your body, thoughts you hold in your mind that generate emotional energies that affect your body, or you're allowing thoughts and emotions projected at you from the world around you to affect your mind and your body. And so the body is always the most obvious element in the equation of your life that reveals to you when something is right or not right. It is the most immediate place that occurs. We are the divine collective, and we have come to you on numerous occasions to share various messages with you. But please understand that you are here specifically to understand act of creation. And that act begins with your own physical medium that you have the opportunity to exist through, to experience information internally and externally, and how this information combines, creating causes and effects in your experience of being, so that you become familiar with your true nature, which is to create, to manifest, to prosper, to live, to understand, to know who and what you are as an expressive entity of creation. And your body will never lie to you. It is incapable of lying to you, your body. You can deny what you hear from it. You can suppress what your body communicates to you if it sends you a discomfort. You can suppress that information. You can ignore it when you've hurt it and you've poisoned it, or you've drugged it, or you've given it bad things to consume. And you can choose to ignore this pain and take this thing to make this pain go away, but your body will never lie to you. And it will continue to the best of its ability to communicate to you, this is good for me, this is not good for me. I like this thought, I like this emotion, I like this thing. You will always know if the thing itself is right for you, for the causative relationship of something upon your body will always be revealed, if not in the moment, then certainly in time. Many of you often wait until your latter years of experience, till you get into your 40s and 50s and 60s, many of you, and then you experience the effects of those long-term causes that you chose to ignore, such as the inordinate amounts of sugar you put into your body, or the diminishment of living vital foods that your body required, or thoughts and emotions that invigorated and enlivened your energy through the body. There are emotions that will enliven your body, bring more life into it. But many of you choose to focus on your suffering and your pain or the problems, and you bring that energy in, and your body simply reacts and responds to that information, to those thoughts, to those emotions, to those things. Do not wait. But even if you have waited and you are in suffering now, we will say to you that it is never too late to begin the process of listening, to not find ways to deny, ignore, or negate what it is that your beautiful instrument communicates to you. And it may communicate to you great pain, not because it wants to suffer, but because it wants to be loved, honored, and cherished. Is that not what a child requests when they are crying? Come to me, mother. Come to me, father. Please. Is not your body worthy of this also? There are many masters among you right now, and there are many more coming. And the limitations of men and the fears that they have around the things and the thoughts that they wish to acquire or wish to deny or wish to defer or defend are simply a process of their learning. Do not get caught up in the things of this world unless the things of this world are the manifestations of your highest vision and grace. Listen to your beautiful and wondrous body, for it hears, it speaks, and it responds to you in every moment. And if you feel the vibrations of what we're communicating, then you too will feel an excitement in you, for the truth always reveals itself as a vibration. And there are many vibrations offered from this world to you, and many vibrations which you can offer to the world. And the choice becomes yours to do so, and will always remain such. You may choose to defer to the world around you, to let it give you the things and the thoughts and the emotions that you think that you are incapable of generating within your own consciousness. But we would assure you that that in and of itself will have its own experiential learning, and you will come to understand that you cannot deny who you are or what you are capable of for too many lifetimes. But you can experience the suffering that comes with that denial. We say to you that love and grace is available to each and every one of you. It is not something that you can ever deny. You can defer it, you can ignore it, but eventually you'll have to come to the truth of your nature as a creator and recognize that you are living in a community of organs, nerves, and glands that function cooperatively on your behalf, that maintain an environment through which you can exist in this physical dimension. You might call it like a spacesuit that you exist in this world, and that the environment is favorable to your existence here, so that you can learn and explore and experiment with the process of creation. And to that end, we and many others are here to assist you. We will take a few questions. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Holly. Wow, it's been amazing. I just love the Divine Collective. They're just beautiful beings. Hi, Bogyamilla. Hi, Kira. Hello, Amy. Hi, Adam. Question for Pan. What is the principle that causes the unconscious influences of sexual energy between two people that are present? And how exactly is it caused and why? Why are some people influenced? He's saying you must understand that this energy that you refer to are often denied projections. So many of you come into this world and get disempowered by it. So many of you come into this world and get disempowered by it. And you believe that out there is your source of energy. Your source of pleasure is out there. But it is within you. If every time you saw that person before you and you felt great pleasure and you recognize that what you were seeing is an expression of your own consciousness, it would not negate the joining, but it would certainly alter and change the fact that you believe or think that your source of pleasure exists exclusively in the world around you. Many of you are so destructive because you are seeking to gain and obtain your pleasure from the other side, from out there. And the world of the devas, the world of the fairies, the world of the gnomes and the giants, the dragons and the other beings that are here in slightly altered dimensions so that you cannot perceive them, exist in these alternate dimensions because you seem to think that you can acquire pleasure from what you gain from outside of you. You have forgotten that you are here to contribute to the world. So when you see this energy and experience this energy between the two, it is often a projection from both in denial of their own creative power, their own ability to offer their light to another, not simply to take it from the other. This process of sexual energy was designed exclusively for the reproduction of physical forms, for the existence of consciousness to continue evolving and learning in this dimension of creation. So take back the idea, the notion that you are gaining some sexual energy from the other. You are simply recognizing your own. And what would this energy incline you to be or do? Many of you find yourselves struggling with this. Question from JC. I'm feeling tenderness in lymph nodes past couple of months. Is this a result of my diet? I eat very clean, but do slip up. They're telling me I don't know this, but they're telling me it's not so much of your diet as it is your physical activities. They're giving me the word something more rigorous. You need more rigorous physical activity for the lymph nodes to begin to excrete correctly. This particular aspect of your body requires specific movement. It is why walking and moving and playing are so central to almost every species on this planet, except humans who become ridiculously lazy and dependent. And so much of their body suffers from the inactivities that it is faced with. Become more rigorous, but joyfully so, not angrily so, not desperately so, joyfully so. Enjoy the actions of movement of every part of that beautiful form in which you find yourself. Become delighted in it all. And your lymph system will move and transport the things that are unnecessary in it. But that place where you slip up, we encourage you to revisit whether or not it is worth the slip or not. Is it worth slipping up? Wow, thank you so much. Great questions today, guys. Oh, I also want to let you know, there's a new there's a new feature on my channel for those of you that are watching the video replay, that there is a little section in the comment section called the thank you. You can make a donation to this channel through that thank you feature. It was just enabled the other day, so I don't know exactly how it works, but it's somewhere on the channel in replay. So if you want to support this channel, please do so through that feature or through my Patreon page or through the live super chats that when we're live. Oh, thank you. Great question today. Question from Holly. In regards to alcohol consumption, is balance sufficient, or is total alcohol abstinence necessary for our body's true health and evolution? Thank you. We have never ascribed to anything that would harm our existence. But each and every individual is free in the learning of their own creative process. So we would not say to you or any that abstinence is necessary, but we might say that to ourselves because we know what our experience of it is. Sometimes you need to expose yourself to experience to come to an understanding of whether it is right for you or not right for you. But we would not say one way or another for anyone else, for you are here to learn through the act of your creative process, not through what we direct or suggest or imply. You must learn through your own creative process about that which you know is good for your body. But your body will never lie to you. It will always tell you the next day or the next morning or even in the moment that what you are doing is not right for it. And if you pay attention and you listen to it, your body will keep a most pristine state. If you can listen to it, it is designed to harbor your consciousness while you learn here. It will never lie to you. Your body cannot lie to you. It does not have that capability. So listen carefully to your most entrusted friend and companion, that body in which you are, the heart, the lungs, the brain, the organs, the nerves, the bones, the marrow. All of these things in your body are individual organisms working cooperatively together, and humanity struggles to live cooperatively together. And you look at the condition of health on the planet and you understand why it is the way it is. Because none of you are listening where you most need to listen. And you are listening in the wrong places, and you are taking in the wrong things. But this will change. One way or another, this will change. I have time for 2 more questions for the Divine Collective here. Question from Sophia. Any directions on how I can release the deep muscular tension in my shoulder and back that I've been carrying for years? Oh, wow. So you are ready to listen, are you? We are so grateful that you are listening to this now, that you are prepared to listen. For when you listen, then you can hear. And when you properly hear, you can respond. And we would say to you, when you feel that tension that you have carried for so many years, you have carried it because it is with you, waiting for you. Place your attention upon it. Place your attention upon it. Get close to it. Communicate your love, your energy to it. Communicate to it that you are willing to listen to it to the best of your ability, that you will not ignore it, that you will not deny it. Communicate this to it so it hears you. Be unafraid of the pain and the discomfort. Be willing to go to where it is and say to it, I am with you and I am willing to love you. Be willing to do this. No matter how difficult the discomfort may be. A child screams louder when it gets hungrier or it is injured. Your body is no less in its capability to communicate to you thusly. The greater the pain, the greater the cry for love. Are you willing to offer that love in spite of the pain, in spite of the suffering? Can you give that your love to such a degree that your love will transmute? The body will hear and respond like a child embraced by its mother's love, by its father's caring. Your body will respond thusly as well. Wow. Thank you. Great question. Thank you, Sophia. Oh, wow. Well, guys, I'm so grateful for this time today. I want to go over a couple of things. There's so much downloading happening, and there's so many things happening on the planet. We got all this ascension energies coming in, and all of you that are here and listening, please understand that the physical world, the world of sight, sounds, touch, taste, and smell, is not the only place we get information from. It's not the only place you get information from. There are other dimensions of consciousness, invisible dimensions of consciousness that your awareness can tune into. You know, you observe and listen and hear your thoughts and emotions in your own mind, in the privacy of your mind, and they're invisible to the rest of the world because it's an invisible realm. You are an invisible consciousness. You're only visible by the transmission of your energy through this physical form. They tell me this all the time. It's really exciting. You can learn to connect to your guides, to your angels, to these other multidimensional beings that are with us all the time, around us, much the same way as you've got a cell phone in your hand. You can call anybody that you have their number for, right? You can attune your awareness to different frequencies to perceive information on different levels. It's one of the things I've been blessed and fortunate enough to have awakened in this lifetime, thanks to the beautiful people and souls that I've encountered in this physical dimension. I'm so grateful to all of them. Wonderful. So anyway, this Friday, we got Master Jesus is going to be coming and talking about sorting the wheat from the chaff. And he told me to put in brackets, renewing your mind. That's going to be this Friday, May the 6th. And we got wonderful things coming up next week. Like they're starting to give me information for the next week already. Like next week, we're going to be covering your psychic projections, the good and the bad. To deny your health is to deny your mastery. There's some really wonderful things coming up. I don't know who's coming in with those, but they download the ideas to me faster and faster. So it's going to get really exciting to see how this whole channel and everything starts to unfold from this point forward, as this ascension energy, this process that humanity is collectively and often unconsciously engaged in, is so exciting. And I'm grateful to be a part of it. I'm great to be engaged with it with you guys. And I'm really grateful that all of you have engaged in this with me too. It could not happen. It could not get out to other people if you weren't sharing this, subscribing to the channel, sharing it, getting notified, joining us when we're live, hitting that thumbs up button, getting this information out, because people need to know that they did not come here to suffer. We came here to create. You did not come here to suffer. You came here to create all this. And they tell me that repeatedly. William, let go of your thoughts that make you suffer. Let go of those foods that make you not feel good. Take your body out for an extra long run. Take your body out for more exercise. They'll always tell you. And if you're listening to your body, it will always tell you too. That's the other thing I'm learning. My body is such an incredible instrument. It listens and responds to us with such elegance and excellence and immediacy. Anyway, so hope you join me on Friday, May the 6th, 2022, for Master Jesus, sorting the wheat from the chaff. Again, thank you to my Patreon supporters. Without you, I would not have the time to put aside to do these channelings for everyone to hear. Also, if you want to know more about the work that we're doing, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. Our mediumship program begins again in about 6 more weeks. We start our Mediumship 101 program. We start the new cycle. So I hope you'll come and join us for that and learn to attune your awareness to realms of information that are available to everybody. Life is like around us. We got thoughts and radio waves and television signals transmitting and satellite signals coming around us all the time. We don't see them, but they're there. We only see them when we find a way or an instrument that tunes into them, like your cell phone tunes into this communication, or your television tunes into that movie or that show, or your phone rings and you tune into that person there. Information is around us in limitless abundance and supply. And when you learn to tune into it, when you learn to connect to the vibrational entities that contain that information, your guides, your angels, ascended masters, multidimensional beings, you open up a wealth of opportunity and growth for yourself that you can't get strictly from this physical world of 5 senses. Anyway, I want to wish you all much love, and thank you so much for coming out today. Please remember to hit the like button on the video, share this out, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little notification bell. I want to wish you all much love, much joy, and I will see you on Friday. Bye for now.